How's it, everybody? And a warm welcome to the NFT show. I'm your host, Philip Kalinko, and tonight we're going to be looking at upcoming NFTs with massive potential. A reminder that nothing I say is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and you should always do your own research. Before we get into the projects, let's have a look at the markets. It's been a bad day. Wow. All right. So we got the ETH merge coming up in a day or two. Their timing couldn't be worse. They shouldn't have done it near the CPI inflation numbers, which came out today. But we can see the effects of that. We've got Ethereum down 7.5%. We got Bitcoin down 10%, and all the other altcoins, with the exception of a couple of little ones, bleeding hard. We've got Solana down 10% on the day, XRP down 5.5%. So really a bloodbath on the crypto markets. And if we have a look here, we've got the same thing on the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, down 5% today alone on average, which is a massive day. I don't remember for the last 6 months having a day like this. Really not looking great across the board. I mean, there's really no green here, with the exception of CTVA. Got no idea what that is. ALB, CF, and MOS in the process industries. Everything else is red and very red. Microsoft down 5%, Google down 5%, Facebook down 9%, Apple down 5%, Amazon down 6%, Walmart down 1.8%, Berkshire down 3%, JP Morgan down 3%, Johnson & Johnson down 2.5%, AB Bev, Coca-Cola down 2%. I mean, across the board, you can see. So really bad. And what happened today? Consumer price inflation came out. Everyone was expecting 8.1%, and the actual number was 8.3%. I think the reason that we're seeing this is that this makes it much more likely that we're going to have a 100 basis point raise the next time they raise it. Everyone was hoping for a 50 basis point, maybe 75, but this makes it much more likely that there'll be a 100 basis point on the next decision. The truth of that, in my mind, is that it actually wouldn't be that bad from the perspective of, let's just get it done. Let them just knock it down, and let's get over this instead of dragging it out, right? So I do think that this is something that people sort of start to realize. But today has been a bloodbath, and we're seeing it's across the board, crypto and the stock exchange, right? If we have a look over here at NFTs specifically, this is 24-hour volume on the different platforms. Have a look here. We got OpenSea did 12 million in the last 24 hours. Magic Eden, $4.5 million. X2Y2, 2.7 million. Blocktobe, 1.75. CryptoPunks alone did 1 million. LooksRare, 840,000. Immutable X, 500,000. So that gives you a bit of an idea. But just to jump here, specifically onto OpenSea, I mean, if we look at monthly volume, we're on the 13th of the month, and we've only done $150 million in the entire month on NFTs on OpenSea. So, I mean, if we say, okay, double that and add a little bit, you get maybe 350 million. If we continue like we are, this month will end $350 million on OpenSea. And that is really low. I mean, even last month was 500 million, the month before 530 million, month before 700 million. Even if we go back to July last year, it was 328 million. So we are really on track for like the worst month that we've had since NFTs started taking off. And that's evident across the board. That's in Ethereum. But even if we look at it in US dollars, we're sitting on the exact same thing. So really from an NFT side, we are in the depths of a bear. It's never, ever been worse than it is. And we've got to call a spade a spade. But the important thing, like we always say, is that we know why it's happening. It's not just crypto. It's not just NFTs. Look at the top companies in the world are down 5% on the day on average, right? So if we were seeing that crypto was bleeding and everything else was doing well, right? Then we would be worried. But now what we're seeing is that there's macro problems across the board, and that's reflecting in the risk on assets of crypto, and even more risky than Bitcoin and Ethereum are NFTs. So we know why this is happening. And I do believe if we can weather the storm, keep learning, keep making relationships, keep building in the space, when the macro gets better, not if, when. There's been recessions before, there'll be recessions after this. When the macro gets better, the people who are here building and learning will really benefit from that. Okay, I got to stop because I got my first super chat. Crypto Dream, my first super chat. Let's go. Let's fucking go. That's so exciting. Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much. So we got you got to catch us live, and here's the super chat. My first time doing it, the super chat virgin. Please get Cade to get super chat, lol. I'll speak to him. You know what I think the thing is with Cade? He's having trouble getting YouTube to monetize him. I don't know why, and I've tried to help him, but this is so exciting. That's so nice. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. All right, so let's go to a bigger screen over here. So that's the macro. That's what we're looking at. If we look at OpenSea and see what's been trending in the last 24 hours, we got Doodles at number 1, sitting at an 8.5 Ethereum floor. Now, we're going to chat about it on the show on Friday with Cade, but basically today they tweeted for the first time in 7 weeks, and I think that alone, just them tweeting, could have made the floor price go up a bit, but their tweet was that they've raised $54 million, putting their valuation at $700 million, right? And we've seen Doodles pump, we've seen the Genesis box pump, and we've seen everything Doodles related, the duplicator pump, as a result of that. Now, this might be quite controversial to say, however, and I did tweet this to Doodles, they announced that they had raised this in June this year. When they had NFT New York, they said that they had raised $50 million, and this is the same raise. Okay, so I don't know, like hype is real, I get it, but they are recycling hype. Okay, so yeah, that's what's going on. I don't think most people realize this, but this was locked in 3 months ago. So that's the NFT market for you. And that shows you, right? You just recycle your news and you get a 2 Ethereum pump. They were sitting at a 7 ETH floor, and they went as high as 9.5 ETH today. So that's number 1 in the 24-hour charts. We know why it's pumping. We've then got Renga, which I've covered before in both number 2 and number 7. Their black boxes are basically burnable to be able to get the Rengas, right? And the reason that the black boxes are trading at double what the Rengas are trading is that the rares on the Rengas on the PVPs are going a lot higher than most collections. So people are gambling with the black box on getting a rare and being able to then sell it at a higher price, right? So that's your 2 Rengas. We've got CryptoPunks at number 3. They don't need any introduction. Mutant Ape Yacht Club at number 4, 12.8. They've come up about an ETH or so. They were at 11 something. We've got Wolfgame Genesis at 0.33. ENS Name Services is still sitting in the top 15. Project Yin Yang, which was launched yesterday. The mint price on this was 0.085 or 0.09, depending if it was public or done before the whitelist. But then anyone who had whitelist could mint it free. And they minted the first 5,000 at 0.085 or 0.09. And then I think there were 4,000 done for free. And I think 1,000 then went to public. So we're seeing them sitting at 0.07, which is the under mint price. But if you average it and you say, okay, just to make it simple, half of the collection was free, the other half of the collection was paid for at 0.085, you get an average price of 0.0425. So you got to look at it like that, because the guys who paid nothing are very happy to sell it at 0.05 all day, if they wanted to just flip and get out of it. So it's not like the entire collection minted at 0.09. I do strongly believe that when this consolidates and all the paper hands who minted at nothing are out of this, that this has the potential to run. I've covered it before. If you just search on the channel, your Yin Yang, you'll see I'm quite bullish on it, the team behind it. So look, obviously in this market, it's very difficult to know what anything is going to do. If we were in a normal bull market, this would be running to half a ETH, 1 ETH all day. Very hard to know what it's going to do, right? It's a 10,000 collection. That's quite high. Average price of buying 0.05 just to round it off, right? Got a Solana project here, S4 Genesis at number 9, Parallel Alpha, which I've got no idea what that is, at number 10, Bored Ape Yacht Club at number 11, Clone X at number 12, sitting at 5.6 Ethereum. I'm a big Clone X maxi, guys. If you're not in the ecosystem and you can get in, I think this is a great time. Obviously not financial advice, but these guys are not going anywhere. They're really not. The whole NFT market can fall. Clone X will still be there. I'm telling you, they're building, and I'm a big supporter. I think this is a great steal. SoulSwap, another Solana project at 4.5. Solana, Utes, 132 Sol, and Other Deed at 1.6. So that gives you an idea of the NFT market. Let's get straight into upcoming projects with good potential, okay? Again, we know that we're in a deep bear, and just because I'm mentioning it here does not mean it's going to do well. I hope they do, but, it doesn't mean that. Also, none of these are paid, just so that you're aware. All ones that have appeared on my radar. You'll notice a theme. Most of them are ones that I've come across because of the founders and the people behind it. So I'm backing the jockey, right? And not the horse here, right? On most of them. And that's a good way for me. I feel better buying a project where I trust the founder, or I believe in the artist, or whatever it may be. So our first project over here is probably a label. So if we just jump onto their Twitter over here, you can see how they've got 21,000 followers, joined June 2022. And the big thing here is that they have partnered with Warner Records to launch this project, Probably a Label. So there's an existing project, Probably Nothing, and they've partnered with Warner to launch Probably a Label, right? And if we have a look here, just on this thing here, obviously sounds off. So it says NFTs are stupid, record labels are dead, crypto is a scam, new music is trash, cultural innovation causes doubt, and we are here to change that. A Web3 record label powered by Probably Nothing and Warner Records, right? So I'm very bullish on Warner Records, obviously. They need no introduction. They are a very big American recording label. You can see here they've got 500,000 followers. And it's the first time that a major record label that's established itself has gotten involved in the space. We did have Warner Records UK come out with Stickman Toys, which we also covered, but this is the parent company, Warner Records. So I think this is great to see. We spoke about it with Digidagaku, which is a Web2 gaming company. They came into the space. And then you've seen how well they've done. So here we've got a Web2 big record label coming into the space, and hopefully they have the potential to do really, really well here as well. I do think that the NFT space is really hungry for music NFTs and innovation in that field. And I think it could be a very, very strong meta if they're able to do it the right way around. So it's a good, trustworthy team, established team. Jeremy Fall from Probably Nothing, this project over here, has got an established community. So if we have a look at their Probably Nothing project, which is partnering with Warner to bring you this Probably label, you can see here they've done a total of 800 ETH in volume, floor price 0.06 Ethereum, a 7.7K collection. And if we have a look at activity, you can see that they've been around. Let's just do all time over here. They've been around since May, and they've been able to hold their floor of about 0.05, 0.06 throughout. So yes, they're not sitting at 20 ETH, but he's been able to keep the community pretty solid in very hard times. And yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for the market conditions, I would be super, super bullish on this project. Given the market conditions, it really is quite difficult to know. So what I do suggest is that you jump onto their website. I have linked their Twitter in the description of the video. Just go on their Twitter and then click on links and go on their website and subscribe here. You can sign up. Pretty sure I've done it, but if I haven't already, I'm going to do it quickly. And you can see, I mean, they've got a clean website, very basic website, telling you what they believe in. You can go through to their Twitter or to their Instagram. Yeah, so that's the first one, guys, and one that I am hoping will be launched at a good time and do really well. All right, so our next one is Stan Lee Genesis NFTs. So for anyone who doesn't know, the late Stan Lee is the creator of Spider-Man, Superman, and a lot of the other Marvel characters. Very well respected in the sort of comic book space and that sort of thing. Passed away, I think, about a year ago. And if we jump onto their website over here, you can see that they're launching an NFT collection under his name. I like the website. I think this is pretty cool. So what is Stan Lee Genesis? It's a collection of 10,000 NFTs. The Genesis NFT launch kicks off an exciting roadmap leading up to the release of Stan Lee's Genesis physical tabletop board game in summer 2023. Stan Lee's Genesis introduces 200 new characters imagined and illustrated by the dynamic duo of writer-producer Tom Ackle and renowned comic book artist Ryan Benjamin. So they've created 200 new characters that are going to be released as NFTs. Then they've got a lure as part of it, like a story, which is going to be in the Book of Arcana, and that's going to tie everything together, right? So we find that good projects with a good lure and an engaging story do really well, and these guys have obviously realized that, but nothing has been told about what's in the book or the story. So build your own universe. Players must harness their creative energy to give birth to a unique universe. Genesis is intended to put the power of creation into the hands of the players and honor the legacy of Stan's brilliance as one of the preeminent creative forces of the 20th century. Every game is different as players both compete and collaborate as they construct a comic book universe full of heroes, villains, super team, evil syndicates, galactic threats, and all-encompassing crossover events. The NFTs, there'll be multiple versions of each of the 200 characters with different rarity and utility associated with each. So depending on how rare your NFTs are, you're going to get different benefits, right? So everyone who has an NFT, all holders, is going to get a Discord holder channel, right? We've seen that before. Discord AMA access to exclusive in-person experiences, access to purchase the board game before it hits retail, first to get alpha print and play, first to playtest the game, and exclusive access to purchase limited edition Stan Lee Genesis merchandise. So that's for everyone. Then if you have a special NFT, so it must be a rare NFT, that you get all the benefits that we just spoke about, as well as a free autographed print of that character, gameplay session with Tom and Ryan, which I think is really cool, and signed limited edition Genesis cards, character cards, limited to a maximum of 200, also will be hand numbered. So that could be quite a nice collector's item. And then curated collections will get all that we've spoken about, all holder benefits that we spoke about, so all of these, as well as a banner airdrop at a predetermined snapshot, access to exclusive alternative game packaging features, vote on which characters are next to be elevated in the game, free signed copy of the game, free complete set of 200 character cards for the game featuring the NFT exclusive B color versions, and free exclusive card sets of 10 new characters that will not be in the initial game. So that's really the utility that you're getting. Obviously, an amazing team behind it, a really, really amazing name behind it, and one that I'm personally quite excited for. You know, I'm a collector at heart. I really am a fan of Stan Lee. I've actually got a couple of items of his. So I've got him as a Funko Pop. I've got him as a figurine as well. Yeah, so I like the guy. I like all his characters, and I think this one could be really, really good. All right, so keeping up with the backing the jockey, we've got Art Gobblers, right? So this is by Justin Roiland. He's the creator of Rick and Morty. So let's just jump on here to Art Gobblers Twitter. You can see 19,500 followers, joined February 2022. Scroll down a bit just to see engagement. You can see here really good engagement. I mean, this tweet's got 1,000 likes, 220 comments, a couple of retweets. Here, I'll do it without any sound. That's just a give. Okay, so let's jump onto Justin's Twitter over here. So here you can see, I mean, he's got a following of 735,000 people. So, I mean, he's sold millions of dollars of NFT already, right? He did NFT, which was a homage to the Simpsons, and he's done Paragon, which raised over 100 million for Web3, 100 million US dollars. And they can definitely leverage Justin's Web3 experience and development, right? And this is the same thing as what we said about Digidaigaku, right? They were a very, very notable gaming Web2 company that came into Web3. And here you have a very, very notable Web2 series creator, or animated series creator coming into Web3, right? So we often see a lot of different projects offering that they're going to drop a series and it's going to do well. But I mean, here you have guys who have done this before coming into the space. So very, very bullish on Justin. And then Paragon, here you can see, I mean, this is the company that raised that $100 million for the development of Web3. So you're mixing the Web2 and the Web3 together really nicely. These guys know Web3 really, really well. And I think that that's a clever move because often we see Web2 companies, good Web2 companies coming into the space, like a lot of these car brands, which are strong Web2 companies, but they just don't understand Web3. And when you try and mint, you've got to go on their website, you've got to fill out a form, you've got to give all your personal details, and everyone is just not interested, right? So the fact that these guys have partnered with Paragon, I think is really, really bullish, right? They also seem to be doing a unique mint method if we just jump onto their website. And they really want to further art in the space, right? And seems to be like, this is just, if you click on this, you just go to a sort of paint, you know, MS Paint in the good old day. I don't know if it's before everyone's time, where you can just draw anything you want on it. Let's do here and change your colors. But it makes me think when they do the NFT itself, that there's going to be some sort of cool minting mechanic that allows you to sort of design your NFT. I'm just guessing here, but this gives me that sort of vibe. There we go, the NFT show. I'm going to make it an NFT and sell it, right? So this one, there's no whitelist at all. So there's no way to get whitelist on this one, no giveaway for it. But it is one that I think is going to do incredibly well. And I would definitely follow with a tweet with notifications on, and we'll see where that one goes. But huge name. Justin is a massive, massive name. I mean, everyone knows Rick and Morty. Arguably one of the best series ever, right? And keeping with the exact same sort of idea here, similar to Art Gobblers, we have Everybody's, right? So this is by Forever Sean. Let's just jump onto their Twitter. You see 14,700 followers. Joined February 2022. Discord is open. Just looking at the general engagement on the tweets. Not bad. And if we have a look here, Sean got a following only of 5,000 people, but if you jump here onto his website, you can see he's done a whole lot of animated series before. I might get a copyright strike for this, but I'm going to do it anyway, just to show you. So he's done series before and done them really, really well. I know you can't hear it, but I can, okay. And again, if anyone can pull off series, these sort of guys can. Seeing Web2 guys coming into the Web3 space for me is the bullish thing here. Sean's also got a Hollywood agency called Gersh, so that does these series. That's what they offer to clients, these animated series. And so they've definitely got this experience. I like the artwork that they do. It's all this thick line sort of art, sort of like a Doodles type vibe. Can have a look here at some of the previews. But we have seen this thick line art PFP does do quite well. Let's go back onto here. So you can see the sort of stuff that these guys are capable of doing. And, this is just straight from their website. They've got a whole lot of these different animated shorts that they've done. If you click on projects, shows you the different things that they've been involved in. So again, what are we seeing? We're seeing an established Web2 studio that's coming into the Web3 space, right? I do know it's going to be a 10,000 collection. Apparently the mint price is 0.025. That's what I've been hearing. Don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure of that. So look, if it does come out there, I think it's a reasonable price. Depending on the market when they launch, it's quite hard to tell in this market. If it was a bull market, this would do incredibly well. It's a really, really good team. And you've also got David Schaefer on the team as well. So one that I'm watching very closely. Everybody's keeping it, as we said, backing the jockey and backing the creators. All right, so Operation Mitsubishi. When I saw this in the beginning, I thought it was Mitsubishi, the car company. It's not. So let's just get that out the way. Very little information at this point, but this has appeared on my radar in many, many places. So I'm just going to play you this without sound. See a really cool trailer. Right, nothing but the thing that's amazing about this, if you look at this engagement over here, this is really incredible. 73,000 likes, okay, 54,000 retweets, and 12,500 comments. So that's really, really, really incredible. Also followed by a lot of people that I follow, which is always bullish for me. A huge amount of followers over here, 112,000. We don't really know a huge amount about this project, right? We just know it's anime style. So I'll show you some of the previews over here. Gives me a sort of Azuki type Asian vibe, but with its own sort of take on it. To show you a bit more. So the team is notable and there's a huge following, and that's pretty much what we know about this. So you're early enough to get in. There's also a pre-mint for it as well if you scroll down on their Twitter. And I would highly suggest getting in because this could really, really do well. We've seen projects like this do well, and they definitely have the hype, or they're starting to get the hype, with a huge, huge following. So if you haven't heard of this one, Operation Mitsubishi, definitely one to keep your eye out on. All right. Another one here that we backing the jockey, Max Cellmates, right? So if we have a look here, 41,000 followers, joined May 2022. The artist is Macbeth over here. Let's just jump onto Macbeth's Twitter. You can see he's got 81,000 followers. And this gives you an idea of his type of art style. It's always black and white. That's his vibe, always black and white. He's on Foundation as well, which is very, very difficult to get on, and has sold pieces on Foundation. And his one-of-one artwork really sells for a lot. So he's a very notable artist. You can see here they're definitely developing that lure, that story, right? The warden's office, the warden's announcement, and it carries on. If you just scroll their Twitter, they've been developing this lure, which we always like. And really by scrolling their Twitter, and I would start at the bottom actually, and reading all the way up, you do get quite a good idea of what the project is about, right? And this story narrative really does take you on a journey. And it's another one that I can really see doing very well. You're early enough that you can definitely try jump on. See here, MacBee's got a YouTube channel with 184 followers, also a big Instagram following, so good social following. Their website doesn't have much info on at the moment. It says the steel house is closed, and if you try click anywhere, it doesn't do anything. So we're early enough on this one. It's really early that you could try get whitelist. You can follow and see where it goes, but it's definitely one that's on my radar, Cellmates, and one that I think you should put on your radar as well. And then the last one, where there's even less information, is Stakeland by 9gag. So the big thing here is that it's by 9gag. So 9gag are the guys who are going to be bringing you Memeland, which we've covered, and is probably the single most hyped project or upcoming project that there is. We saw that they launched their potatoes, which are doing really, really well. They've got their Genesis collection, which is, I think, 10 or 15 or 20 ETH floor for the very Genesis ones that they gave guys in the Memeland Discord who paid them 5 ETH. It's 4x. So 9gag is definitely proving itself so far to be a force to be reckoned with in the NFT space. And they've said that they're going to be launching another project called Stakeland. There's very, very little information here. There's no links whatsoever. There's no website. There's no Discord. All we see is that it's a project by 9gag and that it's coming soon. And it's got 14,000 followers very early. I mean, there's one tweet that says nothing to see here. You can see this tweet's got 3,700 likes, 1,500 retweets, and 1,500 comments. So there's nothing else. That is it. But definitely one I may as well follow it as well, that I would suggest following with bell notifications on. I don't think that they're going to do something, just personally, I don't think that they're going to do something with this before Memeland. I could be wrong, but I think that they're sort of planting the seed, so this could possibly be the project that they do after Memeland. Don't know, all I can see is what you're seeing, so one that if you haven't heard of, definitely follow bell notifications on, because when we hear what it is and they start really marketing this, I think that we're going to see it blow up, because of its association with 9gag. So guys, that pretty much covers it. I am going to jump into the comments. If you haven't already, YouTube really likes it if you like the video while we live, and if YouTube likes it, I like it. So if you liked the show, please like the video and also click subscribe. All right, let's jump into the comments. I see I got Paul here. Let's have a look. Full with a vision. Thanks, my brother. What else we got here? Bloody day it is. I think he's talking about the markets. Yes, that's for sure. Talking about Doodle, Paul says they've been inactive on Twitter and getting slapped, so they decided to go. Yeah, I think so, Paul. I think so. I have been chatting to a few guys about it. And they say, okay, it was announced at NFT New York, the raise, but it was only finalized and penned now, like signed now. I don't know, bro. I don't know. It doesn't sit well with me. Don't mislead people that this is a new raise. And they even say in their announcement that it's the first raise. So, it's definitely not a second raise. So, yeah, it doesn't sit nicely with me. I don't love it. It's like a tweet for the sake of a tweet, Don't like it. They could have said, as we announced at NFT New York, we'd like to clarify. That's a different story. But to announce it as if that happened now is where it's weird to me. OG, probably nothing. Holter Freemint also got his photosynthesis drop and Stickman Toys. Jeremy Falls is a super guy, 100%. So, yeah, this probably label is interesting. I'm sure as a holder of probably nothing, you probably have automatic whitelist. You might even get a free mint for it. I don't know. But, yeah, definitely a good project. All right, guys, so that's me, upcoming projects. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for joining me. Thank you again, Crypto Dream, for my first super chat. Really made my night. Thank you so much. And we'll see you on Friday. Going to be having a show with Cade. Lots of news to talk about. Hopefully, I'll be able to show you a green day on the markets on Friday. Freaking hope so. I really do, because today has been a bloodbath. But guys, keep well, and we'll see you then. Thank you so much.